Hello and welcome to Crack the Movie. Today I'm gonna talk about last week's episode of Game of Thrones, the one ending with the hold the door thing. So spoilers, go away if you haven't watched it yet. To give you some time to live, I'll say now that this episode is not intended to be funny as the other Crack the Movie episodes, but insightful. I think I have a better way to sell that ending, and that's what I will talk about. Also, I know I'm just another asshole with an internet connection, but I think I have some good points to make. So, let's go. Here's the thing. I like Game of Thrones, but I didn't like this episode at all. And I thought the ending was absolute garbage. It's a joke that would have been fine in a show for 5-year-olds, but it just doesn't belong in Game of Thrones. Having said that, Hodor being hold the door has two good things. First, it solves a mystery that has been kept for 5 seasons. And second, it's tragic. We learned that Hodor has a tragic destiny and that he has been moving towards it since he was a kid. If you like Game of Thrones, then you like tragedy, so that's a good thing. Why didn't I like it? Because it's also missing some very important things. First, it's instantaneous. Hodor goes straight from being a normal child to being Hodor, with no transition in between. Second, it happens because of magic. Magic is mysterious and can explain anything, but it's also a cheap solution for a plot. I'm fine with having magic around, but as a plot driver, I'd rather have motivation. And third, since it happens because of magic, it just happens. I think it would have been better if this change required effort. The summary of all this is that in this scene, Hodor is passive. This thing just happens to him, and I don't like that. So what would I do instead? Let's see. We have a good child that other kids treat badly. He has no friends and he suffers because of that, but he goes on with his life. Let's put this kid in a very bad situation. Say the other kids push him into a well. He falls down and starts drowning, and the main kids laugh at him and tell him to die. I'm not putting him in this nasty position because I hate him. I'm doing it because I need him to carry out a huge effort, one that will end with him being Hodor. Bran Stark sees his friends suffering in the past, and he suffers too. And in the present, he is also very much stressed because he needs Hodor to hold the door. This suffering and stress is what makes him contact Hodor in the past somehow. This is magic, but this is not magic making things happen. This is magic providing motivation for characters to make things happen. Hodor needs to see that in the future he is going to have a friend, and that his friend needs his help. He needs to see that he has a tragic future. He is going to die holding that door, and he needs the vision of a friend in the future to give him the motivation to fight for that tragic future. That is the kind of tragedy that I like. He has a horrible ending awaiting him, and he is going to fight like crazy to get there. And once this is set up, then Hodor can get white eyes and crawl out the well while screaming, hold the door, and then the town can gather around him while he has a seizure and ends up unable to say anything except Hodor. Because now, he's not passive anymore. He's fighting for this change actively. Two minor things to add. In Game of Thrones, Hodor is Hodor because he can only say Hodor. Given what we know now, I want him to be Hodor because the main thing that gives sense to his life is that he has to hold that door. Not only is he unable to say anything except Hodor, but he must train to make sure he is going to be able to successfully fulfill his tragic destiny. Anytime Hodor is not doing something else, Hodor must be lifting stones or trees or whatever, becoming bigger and becoming stronger. I want to see effort. I want to see change that takes time. And I want this to be happening because the motivation is there. And second, all of this effort must be worth it. Bran Stark should have been presented more as a sweet friend who cares for him than as a powerful Stark that just doesn't want him to die because he can make use of him. So that's what I would have done. I think with all of these, they would have earned the right to use that childish joke, and it might still have worked out well. You probably have a different opinion and want to call me lots of nasty things, so that's what the comment section is for. Just go down there. Go ahead, I want to hear what you thought of the original ending and what you think of my alternative one. See ya!